verrà. Chi vorrà dirmi? Io tremo. Ah, se tu vieni a recarmi, oh crudel, l'ultimo Dio, del Dio, come vuoi, mi
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Soon Cho, and I am your host tonight. Pacific Lutheran University Department of Music is thrilled to host soprano Tamara Wilson. We have four wonderful singers slated to sing for Ms. Wilson, followed by a Q&A session in which you all have the opportunity to ask her questions. Held by the New York Times as a young American who sings Verdi with a passion that surpasses stereotype, Ms. Wilson has gained international recognition for her interpretations of Verdi, Mozart, Strauss, and Wagner, and has performed leading roles at all the major opera houses in the world, such as the Metropolitan Opera, Sydney Opera, La Scala Opera in Milan, English National Opera, among others. She is the 2016 recipient of the prestigious Tucker Award and a grand prize winner of the Vinyas competition in Barcelona, Spain. Please join me in welcoming Tamara Wilson. Hi, hello. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for making the time to work with our PLU students tonight. How are you?
My pleasure. I'm really excited to be hearing some young singers.
Awesome. Well, they're really excited to sing for you. I know that you grew up in a musical household. Your mom, I believe, is a choral conductor, music educator.
She studied music ed in college at Wichita State University in Kansas, where Samuel Ramey went and Joyce Donato went, and my voice teacher, our voice teacher, Barbara, went. Um, and then she became a choir organist at churches, and she's been working as a liturgist and choral director for 30-ish years now.
Wow, amazing. Amazing. So, did she push you to become a singer? Was she your
Not at
first
all.
voice teacher? No.
No, mom never did anything like that. She was adamant that my teachers were in charge of everything and that she was mom. Like, she made sure I found good people,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, but yeah, no, I think she helped me with a swing choir audition once because I wanted to show her what moves I was gonna do, and she gave me advice on that. But other than that, I don't think she ever gave me a lesson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't she study with the same voice teacher as our voice teacher, Barbara Hahn?
She Dr. Yenny and then
Okay.
George Gibson,
Yeah,
who went to CCM later. Yeah.
right. Okay. So when did you know that you wanted to be a professional opera singer?
Yeah. It's a good question. It was between biochemistry and stuff in school, high school, to get to CCM. CCM had a scholarship and biochemistry did not. So music won out on that front. And then because undergrad wasn't really opera focused for me, I wasn't planning on going into opera. I was planning on, being a teacher because I love teaching. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I did the Metropolitan Opera competition on a whim because Linda McAllister, she's in here. Um, she told me it was the first year they opened it up where you could go other places than Cincinnati. So I went to Ames, Iowa with my dad on a road trip, and I got all the way to the finals. And then the people from Houston told me to audition. And then I got in the studio, and then things just happened from there. So I was not planning on it. The reason I'm a professional singer is because of Linda McAllister in our theory class.
Wow. For those of you who don't know, Linda McAllister is the executive director of the Schmidt Vocal Arts, which one of the many things that they do is the Schmidt Vocal Competition. It's one of the premier vocal competitions in the country. And tonight we want to welcome Schmidt community to as a part of the audience. So welcome. Great. How are you dealing with the pandemic? Are you currently working on special projects?
Well, when it first happened, I was in Toronto, and I did 2 days of rehearsal. And then they told us, we're going to take a break for a week to see how it goes. Maybe it'll just pass over. And then another week happened. And they're like, yeah, well, maybe it'll just be a concert towards the end of May. Because we were there for a long time. And then they realized, no, I think we need to cancel everything. So I went home in Houston and I quarantined in this room for 2 weeks. And then, yeah, I was the only person on my flight home. That was weird. Yeah. Because they had to go pick people up to bring them back to Canada. It was very odd. But yeah, everything slowly kept getting canceled and canceled and canceled. Right today, I should have been going to Chicago to start Attila rehearsals with the lyric. We're changing that into a concert that'll be streamed. So I don't have to go till like November. But yeah, it was really weird being at home it was the longest I've ever been at home in my entire life since I started working.
Wow.
Yeah. My dog didn't know what to do.
Super happy, I bet. Yeah.
So I've been doing random things. I'll be doing recitals. I'm planning a recital for Frankfurt Opera in December in Germany. So yeah, I've got little things going here and there.
Right. And you just collaborated with Patrick Summers, the Houston Grand. Did you do a virtual recital?
Yeah, and it's still up. If you go to their website, I think it's up till the middle of this month still. And it's on their website, and you go to Marquee TV and it should still be up there.
Awesome. How did you feel when you found out that you were being awarded the Richard Tucker Award? That's, for people who don't know, it's like the Heisman Trophy in the classical singing world for football fans out there.
It's weird because I auditioned for you go when you're young and you audition for the Tuckers and they give you like little study grants and that kind of stuff. So I had received a study grant when I was, just out of college, like a master's. And then I got like a career grant, which is their next level up. So I was like, well, they've already given me some money. They're never going to give me the main prize. And this will sound like bragging. I don't mean it to be, but I was, the day that they called me, flying to London to go to the Olivier Awards, which is like the Tony Awards of England. So I was like in the bath and I missed the call because I was doing my like pre-bath before I get on a plane ritual. And I saw this New York number come up and I was like, oh, that's weird. Who's calling me from there? And I thought it was like a manager or something. So I call back and they're like, oh, bye. And you got the Tucker Award. And I'm like, you're like, what
Excuse me?
I was like, I'm back. So yeah, that was a nice flight over to England, kind of just going,
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. The clip that I played at the beginning of the webinar was your Vinyas competition performance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of your signature role now, Aida, which you've performed all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's the role.
My last one.
Okay. And that was the role that you debuted at the Met, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So every young singer dreams of performing at the Met. Were you nervous at all?
Very. Yeah. It was because I was stepping in for someone. It was for LaTanya Moore, who was pregnant at the time, and she had to pull out. And I knew a month ahead of time that I was going to be doing it, but because it's a remount and they'd done the production for forever, there was no getting on stage and trying it. Like, I literally got on stage that night, and that was the first time I was seeing the set, was my debut. So I'd be in the wings and the stage managers would be like, okay, you're gonna cross over this part of the set and go over up to that step over there. Cause even in the rehearsal room, we had like 3 or 4 days of rehearsal. and it'd just be like a rock in a rehearsal room, so you wouldn't know what was going on. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I didn't have enough time to be nervous during the show. Before the show, I was plenty nervous. Yeah.
So what do you do? Do you have a routine before you perform? I bet, our audience members would love to know if you have a way, if you were nervous, like, do you have I think I know the answer.
It's a mini dance party sung to Beyonce. I mean, it's what you do. Yeah, I usually get to the theater about 2 hours before my makeup call. Because I hate singing and warming up around other people, so I like doing it when no one's there yet. So I'll warm up a little bit, and then I have like a stretch it out, and then a little mini dance party to my jams mix, and then yeah, I'll get my makeup and hair done by the people, and then I kind of zone out until curtain call. Yeah.
And then you do your thing. Magic happens.
Hopefully. It happens.
Well, we have 4 singers anxiously waiting to sing for you. I will share tonight's program on chat for our audience members. Also, please feel free the chat feature to communicate with the participants. Without further delay, let's welcome our first singer.
My name is Rachel King. I will be singing Una Donna Quindiciani from Così fan tutte by Mozart. Una donna quindiciani di sapere ogni gran moda, dove il diavolo alla coda, cos'hai bene e mal cos'è, di sapere le maliziette che innamorano gli amanti, finge riso, finge piante, inventari perché. Finge riso, finge piante, inventari perché. Di un momento dare t'accento, con le pupille para con mille. Dai spermatuti sien bello bruti, saper nascondersi, senza confondersi, senza arrossire, saper mentire, saper mentire. E qual regina dall'alto solo colpo sui volo farsi ubbidir. E qual regina colpo sui volo farsi ubbidir. Parchi abbiam gusto di tal dottrina viva despina che sa servir, che sa servir. Di un momento dare t'accento, con le pupille parla con mille. Dai spermatuti sien bello bruti, saper nascondersi, senza confondersi, senza arrossire, saper mentire, saper mentire. E qual regina dall'alto solo colpo sui
Yay, congrats. That sounded beautiful. You have a lovely voice.
Thank you.
Even in like a room.
I know,
Not
yes.
in a hall, even in a room. It's really nice. You got a really good, you have a really good resonance. And your presence is amazing. You were engaging the whole time, which is awesome. I'm just going to give you a couple of things to think about. Cool?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. So when you get to the first 16th note, run on de saha peherohonihi, that part.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to aspirate or put a little H in between them. Make sure that you're actually singing every note. So you're not here. I'm gonna switch over here, hopefully, and break my computer at the same time. Maybe. Aha, okay. So when you get to that part, make sure that you're not going de sa peho, that part. Think of actually singing through them, that you're not singing every single note, but you're singing through to the end of the phrase. De sa peroni, that part, okay? Can you try that for me? Just
Yes.
cool. Can you try it on just ah for me? Cool. Now try to accent not the high note of the group. Try to go to the oni part. Da, 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 da. Try that.
Okay. On off or with the word?
On ah.
Okay.
You don't need to sorry. You don't need to make it faster. Just make sure that you're going to the oni part. So accent the okay. Perfect.
Right.
Perfect. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Okay. That was the first thing. So anytime you have a group of notes like that, try to find the music and the phrasing within that group of notes instead of thinking as some individualistic. You have the coloratura, you have the movement and the flexibility in your voice. I'm not worried about hearing those notes. I want you to now think about hearing those notes, but in a musical fashion. Cool? Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
there's that one. And then general word about rolled R's.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the bane of existence, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're not used to doing that. Like ever. It's just not what we do. Maybe when we're babies and we make brrr noises, like that's about it. So a lot of times, because it is awkward, we as Americans tend to flip it in weird ways to make it feel not so awkward. But I would ask you in future coachings and lessons to kind of dig into those and vocalize an R, a rolled R. So instead of saying, like, one of the words that stuck out to me was perché.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that come in? Trying to look at all the. Yeah, tahari ibe perché. If you need to roll that R because it is in front of another consonant. So instead of just going perché, 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 you need to go perché, and you have to roll that R on the pitch of the per.
Okay, yeah.
So try that for me. Just go, I think it's an A, yeah. Perché, and then, yeah, try that first and then we'll work on it. Better, you're getting there. Yeah, it wants to stop.
Yes.
Right when you do it. The thing about a rolled R, it's just another consonant that's voiced. Like if you go move, or vase. You know, it's with your tone in your mouth, but it's with your tongue. So you can go like this. Go for me, la 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 la.
La 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 la.
Da 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 da.
Da 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 da.
Ga 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 ga.
Ga 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 ga.
Okay, so you have the ability to move your tongue a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it can move everywhere. Now, just go like this for me. Just go. Was that the back of your throat or the front of your tongue?
You kind of a middle mix of both.
Okay. Literally put it on the top of the back of your front of your teeth and go. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. That's where a rolled R feels in your mouth. Okay. So when you're doing per, you're going to make sure that your tongue goes from an e vowel, r. So you're going to flick. This is very personal, guys. Sorry. But you're going to be on an r. You're going to flip it up to where those teeth start. But the back of your tongue is still going to be in an e vowel. So. Try that for me.
Yeah.
Cool. Now get to it a little faster. Okay, one more time. Sorry, the connection did something funky.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Now, try to make sure that you're not swallowing the vowel behind it. Because right now it sounded like you're trying to get your tongue up there, so it's going. Don't pull your jaw out to fix it. Make sure your jaw is kind of loose, and you're literally just. The only thing that's moving is your tongue.
Okay.
Try that for me. Cool.
Okay.
Cool. You see how that feels? Now,
Yeah.
because this is like the building blocks of basics to get up to like doing a billion rolled R's in an aria, take the time to go through it and really feel every time you would flip an R versus roll your R. So there are times you will flip and it'll be a very quick flip. So like, looking for a specific example. Fingerizo is going to be super doubled because you have two in a row.
Right.
Finger pianti. Invertar. You got to roll because there's a vowel after it. Perché, blah, 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 blah. Oh, come on, give me one that's not after a consonant. This is the problem. All of them are going to be like rolled R's.
Right.
Ruti. No, that's got to be rolled. Mendersi, saper. No, that's got to be. Aha, mentire. So instead of going mentire, you're going to go mentire. And it'll feel like you're just kind of saying a D. Mentire. Okay, we're almost out of time, or we're out of time. But yeah, go through each of your R's and make sure that you're feeling the resonance behind them. Let me see, what else did I write? Farsi ubbidir, that was another one.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, and then when you get to voglio, the little fermata before coming back. Yeah, on the fermata of the voglio, you have the note to go down there. Don't be afraid to hold it a little longer.
Oh, okay.
You can vibrate on it just a little bit. So it's not voglio. You don't need to cut it that off. And then kind of just do a little inhale to cut off.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Lovely job, Rachel. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Good to meet you too.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Beautiful job. We have our next singer.
And this is Tornami, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, making sure I have music in the right place. Okay.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie Taylor, and I will be singing Tornami a vagheggiar from Handel's Alcina. Tornami a vagheggiar, ti solo volamar, quest'anima fidel, caro mio bene. Tornami a vagheggiar, tornami a vagheggiar.
There we go. Hi. Yay. Man, you can sing. Okay, Mackenzie. Awesome. All right. Notoriously hard aria. I don't know why we give this to all of our young people, because I'm like, this is a hard aria. But it's like putting you through the ringer right when you start. But you did amazing. So I have to hand you all the props for that. Now that you heard about the rolling of the R's from Rachel, even when you announced, you made sure you rolled your R beautifully. So thank you for that. When you do some of the ones that should be flipped, just double check that. So, yeah, like carro was rolled and you don't need to, yeah. When you're singing the word fidel, It's sounding a little bit too closed on the front vowel. It sounds a little bit Fidel, which you don't want to sing about Fidel Castro. Like it's not what you want to sing about. So think more Fidel, Fidel. Here, I think you're muted. Can you unmute?
Yeah.
There you go. Bonus. Okay. Okay. Trills. Yay. Everybody loves trills. Okay. So when we get to the first long melisma, let me find it in the score again. Okay. So you have a note and then you have to repeat the note and start trilling on it. So easy way to do this is people will give you options. You can do exercises where you'll sing the bottom note and then the top note slowly back and forth until you get to a faster speed.
Okay.
So it's on a E or D first, hold on. E flat, okay. So you have, is your thing, right? So one exercise is, so you get faster. That's one exercise.
Okay.
I tend to do one that's a little quicker. So take your hands and put them right on your little larynx right there, right? Kind of wiggle back and forth like this. You feel how much, how easy it is to wiggle that around?
Yeah.
A trill is quote unquote wiggling it around from the inside. So you can do it where, this will sound weird, and it's not exactly how it works, but can you make a chewy sound, like a Chewbacca sound?
Oh gosh.
Like you're gargling. It's hard.
Kind of.
Go, like pretend that you've taken a drink and you go, okay. That'll be something to work on. Just like listen to Chewbacca a bit and you'll get to that. But when you're trilling, that's kind of what you're doing on the inside space. Nothing's technically moving, but it's a feeling of looseness. What we tend to do when we see a trill is control and fear. Like that's what happens. So if you're in a state of holding your breath, holding your larynx, holding your jaw, a trill has no chance. You have to be the most relaxed person you've been, and your belly is going to kind of like jiggle with it a little bit. It's going to pulse. Because if you start a trill and you hold your stomach in, it basically pulls everything down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so try for me. Just go. Okay, let's separate this out first. Let's just go. Can you just go? It'll sound like you're starting a car that doesn't want to start. If you have an electric car, this is unhelpful. But if you have an old car, it's what it is. Okay, so just go like this for me. Cool. Now, the main thing with the trill is a trill is not your natural vibrato. So if you have a trill that goes immediately to your natural vibrato, we're not going to hear it as a trill because it's not a lot of time what you sing the thing.
Yeah, it's quick.
Yeah, it's hard. So the more wiggly it sounds when you're singing it, the more it'll sound like a trill. So right now in your head, it's going to sound like the worst thing you've ever done. You're in front of people, but you're with friends.
Okay.
The entire purpose of singing technique is to make you sound stupid until it sounds correct. So let's go with that phrase that goes into it. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Now, you don't need to do an extra R before you go into the thing. The whole thing is the word kor. And
Okay.
I don't know if it was a coaching decision, because sometimes that
No,
happens.
it's just my brain.
Oh, no worries. So literally you're just gonna go da 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 ba da 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 da. Start on the trill right away. So I would breathe after the trill, because if you
Okay.
breathe before the trill, you're gonna be late for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So try that for me.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. Bonus. You
Yay!
just did the trill.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Bonus. Okay, that was awesome. All right. So go working in that way. That was really good.
Great, thank you.
Okay. In the B section, when you say ja ba 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 donai il mio cor. Okay, we got 2 minutes. All right. Find it. Okay, yeah. Jati donai il mio cor. So you got to get an A, an E, and the L of the il into one note,
Okay.
1/8 note. But it's doable. So think of Nile, like you're saying nail, but with an Italian accent.
Okay.
So I'm going to do nail mio cor. It's getting my nails done. My nails, you know, it's kind of that feeling. Okay. Jati do nail.
Yeah.
Cool. Make the ah a little shorter. Perfect. Yep. That's what you need to do there. And it happens a few times in the B section.
Yeah.
So donail, sarail. Yep. Sarail. Okay. Yeah. So like 3 times in the B section. And then, oh, okay. Don't double your N on spene,
Okay. Yeah.
because it turns into the word plucked. And that's not what you want to say.
No, I'm so bad. I'm so dramatic. I want to double everything.
No, I totally get you. Yeah, as Americans, our language, if you want to emphasize something, you make the consonant more strong, right? That's, I see you soon. Okay, that's not what we do in Italian, because if you do it in Italian, it tends to change what the word is, because they love to spin, like have the same word with, you know, different spellings, just like we do. But yeah, just make sure that you're doing spit. Oh, what it? Whenever you come off your cadenza, literally just flip the N away and make it as quick as you possibly can.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Mackenzie.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Beautiful job. Thank you so much. And we have our next singer.
Hi, I'm Sarah Fox, and I'll be singing today Es liebt eine Willia from The Merry Widow by Franz Lehár. Jetzt singen uns in Ringereien von einer Feder bekannt, daheim die Vilja wird genannt. Es liebt eine Vilja, ein Nachtmägdelein, ein Jäger erschaut sie im Felsengestein, dem gekannt der Schau, erfasst den jungen Jägersmann. Sehnsuchtsvoll fing still zu seufzen an. Vilja, dort Mägdelein, fass mich und lass mich dein Traus Liebster sein. Vilja, was tust du mir an? Bang fleht ein liebkranker Vilja, was tust du mir an? Bang fleht ein liebkranker Mann. Das Waldmägdlein streckte so weit nach ihm aus und zög ihn hinein in ihr felsiges Haus. Dem Burschen die Seele so eigen zu sehen, so lebt und so küsst gar kein irdisches Kind. Als sie sich dann satt geküsst, verschwand sie zu derselben Frist. Einmal noch hat der arme sie gegrüßt. Vilja, dort Mägdelein, fass mich und lass mich dein traut Liebster sein. Vilja, was tust du mir an? Fleht ein liebkranker Vilja, was tust du mir an? Bang fleht ein liebkranker Mann. Bang fleht ein liebkranker
Yay! Oh my gosh, I love that song. It's so pretty.
It's so lovely. I love it.
Oh, it just puts you in a mood.
Right?
Gorgeous voice.
Thank you.
Man, Pacific Lutheran knows what they're doing. Okay. All right, let me get back to the beginning of the song. Oh, I went too far. Okay, there we go. Okay, I wrote a few things down. Let's see. When you get to, in the very beginning for the little recit, von einer Fee, die wie bekannt, okay? So on Fee, it's a little bit more of an A vowel, and then you get to D. So when you're up there above the staff, you're gonna want to feel the same space.
Okay.
So eine Fede, bekannt. Okay.
Okay.
So instead of going up and huge and wide, you don't need to do that.
Okay.
It's more about having space between your back molars. So if you take 2 fingers and have that kind of space between your back 2 teeth, that's the back space you need for that. But your tongue is still going to be doing fe and e. It's not going to be doing fe and kind of a, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay, so just do von einer fe.
Von einer Fe.
And then keep going. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Von einer Fe.
A little bit more open on fe.
Okay. Sein die bekannt.
Good, much better. How did that feel to you?
It felt a little less forced open.
Bonus. Okay, cool. Yeah. Whatever's easier is usually better.
Agreed.
Okay, so one major note I have for you on this, and it's normal. Your German's pretty darn good. I will give it to you that.
Thank you.
One thing that's hard for Americans is a short vowel on a longer note, but the short vowel is caused by a group of consonants. So at the end of this part, wird genannt, you're gonna sing wird genannt, right? But it has to be a short vowel because of the 2 N's and the T.
Okay.
So a German would do wird genannt. You would vocalize on the N part, kind of voice the N a little longer than you would on another kind of vowel grouping or consonant grouping.
Okay.
So just sing wird genannt.
Wird genannt.
Better. You can hold it even a little longer than you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wird genannt.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So that one, when you sing Sinn, same thing. You're going to have a shorter vowel, longer N. So you get dem Burschen zum würd ich so eigen zu sehen. Now, you have a dotted quarter, so it's a long note, but a German wouldn't go eigen zu sehen. That's not how they would say it. Eigen zu sehen. Like literally hold on to the end for that. When you get to the mich, good job on your ich laut, by the way.
Thank you.
That's hard to do. So yeah, an ach laut is you feel the ch on the back of your tongue. You feel air pass over it. But an ich laut, you feel it kind of there on the forwardish middle part of your tongue. Ich, mich. And your tongue doesn't move. It's the air that goes over your tongue that moves. So you have fass mich und lass mich dein. So really dig into those because it makes the language just that more juicy. So du fass mich, I'll put it in your key. Fass mich und lass mich dein liebster sein. Sorry, yeah.
Okay. Fass mich und lass mich dein liebster sein. It's cool. Like the same with the ends on that end there?
On this one, fass is going to be a little longer and las is going to be a little, there's no like perfect rule.
Okay.
Which is annoying, I know. Lass mich, and then the E on mich is going to be a little bit more eh.
Okay.
Not like an American but like That makes sense. And then when you get to traut liebster sein, that is a long vowel because there's only one N.
Okay.
So that one you hold for days.
Okay.
Just think of the ah on sein. So sorry, that's a lot to think about in one phrase. Sorry. Fass mich und lass.
Fass mich und lass mich dein traut liebster sein.
Perfect. Ooh, you are quick. Let's do this. Okay. I wrote down the word hin. Somewhere you sing the word hin. Oh, okay. It's up back again a little further. Walt Mixtein hin. That H you can totally voice, like a aspirate voice.
Okay.
So auf das Wort Mixtein hin. Wort Mixtein hin. Like give more H than you think you need to. Plus with German, all of their sentences you don't understand until the end word. So it's important to emphasize the end word.
Yeah.
Okay, don't 165. Okay, we did Trills. Okay. When you got to this phrase both times, Vilja, oh Vilja, was tust du mir an? That was the one phrase that tripped you up both times breathing wise.
Oh, yeah.
So make sure you have enough. I think I know what happened. So you sang the Fass mich und lass mich dein Trauliebster sein, and you held your breath instead of getting rid of it all, so that when you breathe in for the next phrase, you have a full tank. Okay? So that'll help with singing that sein a little longer.
Okay.
Okay, so make sure when you get to sein that you're getting rid of all your air, so that when you breathe in before Vilja, you take an actual good deep breath. So let's start at Fass mich und lass mich gehen.
Fass mich und lass mich dein traut liebster sein.
Breathe.
Vilja, was tust du mir an?
Okay, I think you've been afraid of that phrase, so it's muscle memoried into tension. Don't worry about getting the vas out so much on the G, and also don't hold the vilja too long.
Okay.
So it'll go vilja, oh vilja, was tu. Like you don't hold that note, then you hold it when you come back for the repeat.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So just do that vilja, oh vilja.
Vilja, vilja, was tust du mir an?
You know what'll help that? So when you get up there, you have to contend with the L on the ya. Don't worry about it. Yeah, just flip it up there and like forget that it happened. Okay. And then your ya and your vas, same vowel. So you could literally sing Vilja, Vilja. That's all you have to do.
Okay. All right.
And then the va is gonna be like super quick.
Okay. Vilja, vilja, was tust du mir an?
Better. How'd that feel?
That felt more streamlined to me.
Ooh, okay. All right, work on that a little bit. I think you're gonna need to unlearn a little bit of muscle memory. Get that a little bit more comfy. In your
We are out of time. I'm so sorry to
interrupt. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on. Oh, one last thing.
Okay.
For the last Vilja Ovilia, you have that fermata on ya. Breathe before was tust du mir an.
Yeah.
You do not need to hold that over. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Sure thing. Great.
Good job. Thank you so much, Tammy. And we have our final singer.
Sorry, Soon. I closed my I made my thing smaller so I could see the score, and I must not have seen your head.
No problem.
All right, hello, my name is Aria Manning. I will be performing Caro Nome from Rigoletto by Verdi today.
Nome del
pensier il mio desiderate sempre volerò caro nome tuo sarà. Col pensiero il mio desir a te sempre volerò. Col pensier il mio desir a te sempre volerò.
Y'all are giving me life tonight. I'm so happy. Congrats to everybody. This has been awesome. Okay, first thing I thought of is you have such this like effervescent presence when you start, and then the minute you breathe for the phrase, it turns into like singer. You know what I mean? And we all do this. It's just how it happens. So one thing that I learned from, I cannot remember where I found this quote, but it's breath is thought. So every time you inhale when you're doing a song or an aria, you're already thinking what you're going to say in that breath. So your very first phrase is his name, right? Mm-hmm. So your breath is thinking about all of the, well, she's a pure person, so I'm not going to make her dirty, but like all of the pure, like, oh my God, I have a crush on all the BTS guys kind of rolled into one thought. So think about that when you're going through this a little bit dramatically. that every time you inhale and every time you exhale, there's still thought going into that process. Okay. So, and that'll like take you from like that level to that level very quickly. Don't double the M on nome. You did it a lot every time the word was said. So I think that's just a habit that is formed. So think instead of, I don't know. The problem is you get the short notes. So then you get the habit of like, karono, me, ne, instead of karono, me, ne. Think of vibrating more on the vowel than doubling the M.
Okay.
Okay. The M is inconsequential. Okay, so that was that one. Bottom of 95. Okay. When you get to the this part, you need to hear that chord when you sing it. Don't just go you really need to hear all that chromaticism. Otherwise, Verdi wouldn't have written it. So you have da-dum, you really need to dig into that F double sharp. Let's just go from da-da-dum, da-dum. I'll give it to you again, okay? And then you come in. Okay. So let's see. Da-da-dum, da-dum. Cool. Can you sing the beginning note longer than you think you need to, and then catch up with the other ones? Da-da-dum. Cool. And then do it again for me because my mic cut out. Cool. You know what'll help that? Actually vibrate on col with your O vowel. Col instead of col. Try that. Awesome. How'd that feel to you?
Better, yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, work in that direction. Anytime you like your notes were clear, but sometimes you would just kind of go over them instead of like digging in and giving us character on each of the notes. You know what I mean? And even when you get to a te sempre volera, like dig into those chromaticisms, because that's what makes it juicy. Like he could have just written it like like he could have made it like really sweet and young, but this song is like a sexual awakening for her. I mean, like, to be all serious, but like it's her first guy that she's seen that she's like, oh my goodness, what is happening? I'm feeling warm and fuzzy all over, you know? So those are what all that color is. Okay, 2 minutes. I need like 80 minutes with each of y'all. Okay, hold on. Okay, so that was that note. Oh, when you sing the word l'ultimo, it's not l'ultimo, it's l'ultimo. So the accent is on the lulls. Let me see. Where did I find that? Okay. Fino ultimo sospiro. So instead of going, there's another one. It was more noticeable. Oh, okay. When you do fino ultimo, aha, I know why. You're trying to get the D natural on mo sospiro, but make sure that like the word of lull is accented, and then the chromaticism of the D natural is accented, but not the mo, if that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
And then same thing. It's a note that's going up. Make sure you're doing so it's more on the words. Okay. Now, when you got your cadenza, awesome job. So you go up to an E, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, your E rang brilliantly and brightly. It was like, bam, it was perfect. Can you get the same ring on the note in your cadenza that goes up before it? So if you're doing your B to the C natural, right? Make sure you ring on that, and then you're not just sitting on the note. Bloom that note. Can you just try the cadenza again for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fin lotimosos. Cool. Okay, I know what it is. You're getting to the C sharp and you're giving yourself so much space so soon that it's not ringing in the place that it needs to be. You have a high voice. You don't need to be dropping your jaw that early. When you get to the E, yeah, you're going to need the extra backspace back there. Think instead of having width between your ears on the C. So it's going to feel like snort for me. Just go like this. You feel how your back palate, your soft palate back there, how much room you have to move it. Think of it going that way. And let me see if that works for you. Okay. Same thing. So fin ultimo sospiro tuo. How did that feel?
Good. Yeah.
Because it ran, like you gave me goosebumps this time. So it felt like really good. So yes, that is the way to end this masterclass. Woohoo! Woohoo! Bonus.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And congratulations to all the 4 singers, and special thanks to Tammy for working with them. And a special shout out to our pianist, Amy Bors, for recording the piano track for our singers tonight.
Yeah, awesome job.
Yeah. So we have time left for Q&A. We'll take questions from the audience. So please use the chat feature to submit your questions. I'll ask a question. So could you offer some tips to our audience how to deal with performance anxiety?
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Performance anxiety, I'll let you all know, happens to everyone, even in a professional setting. I had my first bout of, let me see. What was it? I had an actual panic attack during recital in Barcelona. And I was prepared. I was, I knew what I was singing. It was like, I was ready to do it, but like my body was like, no. And I know a ton of people who, they get in their dressing room and they freak out before a show and then they go out and do it. Like it's very common. As far as dealing with anxiety, the biggest things that I can say are make sure you are as prepared as possible so that you don't feel nervous about, oh, I'm not sure if that high note's going to work tonight, or I don't know if I forget the words on this verse of something. Like, make sure that you're so prepared that you can sing it in your sleep, and that'll take away a lot of anxiety. The other thing is it's a sports performance kind of psychological thing where you literally visualize your audition, your performance, anything that you're going to do. Sit in a quiet room with no distractions. You could put like silencing your headphones on to like make sure nothing but your brain is working, and then literally shut your eyes, run through you going into the room you're about to sing in, how you're going to announce yourself, how you're going to do, what happens if the panel is not looking at you at all. You imagine if the pianist drops the music suddenly during your song and then they mix pages up. Literally imagine everything that could go wrong and then how your reaction would be to it. And then when you actually do the performance or the audition, those things aren't going to be wrong. So you will automatically feel like you did really good. It also helps you to kind of center yourself before you go out to do something. If you visualize it like, oh, I'm doing this really well, or I'm going to kick butt on this note, or I'm going to concentrate on my acting with this part of this opera with my partner. Like, that's what I'm going to focus on. And then like literally visualize it in your brain. And I can tell you it cuts anxiety in half.
Awesome. Thank you so much. How about when you performed and it was a disappointing performance? How do you deal with the next day disappointment?
Well, oh, I should add an addendum to the thing I first said. Also, taking pills for anxiety is nothing to be ashamed of. You know, if you have anxiety so bad that you need medical help from a professional, go get it. Because I waited a very long time to live in my anxiety. And then the minute I started taking like anti-anxiety medication, my world was changed. So please do not live in any world where you think you have to like power through something. Also, anxiety medication doesn't change your voice, so you're good. Yeah, so when I do poorly, which is often, I would try to not think about it, but obviously it happens. You think about it, you harp on it. But then I have to think about what Tammy at 13 would have thought about what I just did. I have to think about, you know, what me 5 years ago would have thought about what I just did. It's probably not as bad as I think it is, even though I think it's the end of the world. Like the recital I just did with Patrick that we streamed, I was terrified. I haven't sung in 7 months, you know, and I was worried to death that my voice wasn't going to be there, or that I was somehow putting all this extra stress on myself to be like a savior of music because nobody's been doing music for a while. Like, you put all that stuff on you, and eventually I just had to go out and be like, I'm just gonna go sing and have fun and do what I do. It's not gonna be perfect. It's never perfect. I think I've had 5 good performances in my life, and I wish I were exaggerating.
Awesome. Oh, it's time. We're super bummed. Oh, we had so much fun. Thank you so much. It was such a delightful evening. We learned so much from you.
My pleasure. If there's any other questions, like send them to Soon and have her send them to me. I will answer back. No problem.
Absolutely. Yes. And congratulations to all the performers tonight. And thanks again to pianist Amy Bors for her contribution. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too. Bye. Congrats, everybody. You were awesome.